You've just started streaming on Twitch. Congratulations, that's the first step. You probably watched all these videos of how to grow your channel, but you probably realize that a lot of them have the exact same information. Network, be yourself, stuff that, it's pretty much common sense. These are the things that I figured out that you can do to actually grow your channel and start building momentum on Twitch. Now, some of these things will be a little bit more obvious than others, but I do think there's some gems in here that can really separate you from the competition. Because let's be honest, it's hard. Twitch is ridiculously hard to get any sort of viewership on. The purpose of this is to get a couple of more people into chat, little things you can do to kind of just give yourself a bit of an edge over the competition. Have an interesting title. If you go on any category on Twitch and sort from lowest views to highest views and look at all the people with the low views, you will see time and time again, chill stream, come chill, come hang out, come say hey. Simply putting the words come say hey or come hang, come chill out is not going to entice people to actually come and say hi and to actually come and hang out. You see it, I guarantee you, scroll through any category, it's always there, it's always the same. The title is the one place you have to actually give someone a little bit of information about your personality or what you do before they've even had to come and spend a few seconds on your stream, because that is exactly what people will spend. They will only spend a couple of seconds there and then they'll decide whether or not they like you. Come up with a little funny thing to say in your title. For example, my stream yesterday was called Big Stupid Idiot Plays Minecraft Hardcore for the first time. It's not that funny, it's not that interesting, but it's different than just come chill, come say hey. Try to put something into that title that, says a little bit about you. Maybe it's your sense of humor or whatever. Just try experiment with that and I guarantee you, people will come. Everybody pastes their link places, okay? So if you're live, you have your routine. You post it on Twitter. You might post it on your Instagram, your Facebook, wherever. But one of the big ones for this is Discord. There's a lot of communities out there that have self-promo sections on Discord that will allow you to post your link. Unless it's one of these Discord communities that are just like, hey, we're a Discord community. Come follow us. And we support each other. That's bullshit. Don't join them. It's just a link dump, basically. But there is a lot of communities, different streamers or whatever, me included, who have a section on their Discord community for people to self-promote, whether that's their YouTube channel or their Twitch streams or whatever. But don't just join these communities for the express intent of posting your link in there. People are going to be way more likely to come to watch your video or watch your stream if they recognize you from being active in that Discord. If you join it and all you do in that Discord is just spam your link, people aren't going to watch it. If you look at my self-promo section on my Discord, and if you look at people who just drop their links when they're live, and you go on and click at their viewer list, I very, very, very rarely will see anyone from my community there. But if it's someone who's active and talks a lot in the general chat or the chit chat section or wherever, and then they drop their links, and I go on, there's always other people from the community there, and they're in chat, they're actively hanging out, they're actively watching. So that's what separates it. If you are just active in that community, and you don't have to be there all day just spamming what you're doing, basically treating that Discord as your own personal Twitter. You don't have to do that. The odd hello, hey, what's up? Engage in a conversation that's happening on the Discord server. People will show up after that. People will recognize your name. They'll see when you drop a link, and then they'll come and watch you. This has been said a lot, but it holds up so much. Turn off your view count on OBS or Streamlabs OBS or whatever it is you use to stream. Do not look at how many viewers you have. I know this is so difficult. I'm so guilty, even sometimes still, of doing this. If you want to grow on Twitch and if you want to be the person that's trying to be entertaining and not just relying on being some sort of pro gamer, treat your stream at all times like you have 100,000 viewers. Whether you have 1 or 100,000, don't look at it. You want to be on all the time. All right? You want to be chatting, engaging, practice it. Even when you're not live, just talk when you're playing games. So many streamers that I know, or people who I know, or friends that I have who've started streaming, and they write to me and they're like, hey dude, like I'm not growing, or I'm not doing anything, or like people aren't staying. I watch their streams and they're sitting there playing the game, doing whatever, saying nothing. The minute they see the one viewer pop up or the view count go up 1, oh, what am I doing? And they'll start talking then. But like that takes a while. That view counter is not real time. That takes a while to update. That time that you're sitting there silently waiting for viewers to come, which will not happen. They will not just come on their own accord, and you're saying nothing. The time you're doing that, somebody's come, realize you haven't said anything in 5 seconds, and they've gone straight away. So turn off the view count. Don't pay attention to the numbers. Have fun with it. Start off and just have a little bit of fun. And that fun will show. But if you're constantly watching for this view counter to start bumping up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, it's not just going to happen on its own. You yourself have to be entertaining at all times. You're streaming. You're not playing games. That's why you're doing this. You're streaming to be entertaining. Choose your game wisely. So many people who like wonder why they don't blow up on Twitch, or wonder why they're not getting viewers because they're playing Fortnite or they're playing Warzone or they're playing whatever's popular, and there's 2,000, 3,000 other people ahead of them all streaming the same game. No one's going to scroll for 5 minutes to try find your stream. Try and find a game that has a high amount of viewership but not a lot of people streaming it. For example, Subnautica was huge for my stream because at the time there was a lot of people watching Subnautica but not a lot of people streaming it. So if you go into a category and you have like the first person streaming there has say 500 viewers, the next person has 100, the person after that has 20, 10, then there's you at the bottom. These people are way more likely to drop off into the next few streams than they would be if there's 10,000 other streamers all streaming the same thing. Try and find games like that are just timeless, that are always popular, but that just don't have hundreds of people streaming them at a time, because no one's going to sift through all those streams to try and find you. Also, don't just pick the game because you think you'll get views from it. Make sure that it fits your streaming style. Scroll through the browse section on Twitch and see what looks fun. Make sure it fits your personality, the way you want to talk, the way you want to entertain. It has to be right for you. It is a little bit tricky to find that balance, but once you find it, it will do wonders for your channel. A big thing on Twitch at the minute is people coming into a chat and letting you know that they're about to stream. Do not be this person. If you take anything from this video, don't be this person. If you're new to a chat and you show up and you say hey, and the streamer says hello back to you and chatter welcoming you in, all that kind of thing, don't have the second thing you do be tell us that you're about to stream. Don't come in and say things like,
yeah, I'm good, just getting ready to stream. Oh, cool, I streamed this too. I'm just about to start streaming this, no way.
What do you mean no way? You're sitting in the Minecraft channel. All right, what do you mean this is such a coincidence that you just noticed that I'm playing the same game that you're about to stream? Don't backhand self-promote. It is so obvious to the streamer. It makes the streamer uncomfortable because they don't know how to react to you a lot of the time. When it happens to me, I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be like, yeah, go backhand self-promote somewhere else. It's just rude. Chat etiquette is a real thing. And secondly, it just doesn't work. You know, like if you come into a stream and just say, hey, I'm streaming this, and then leave, that doesn't tell us anything about you. It's just a waste of time. Don't be that person. Don't do it. It will do more harm to your channel than it will do good, and it's just not worth it. On the contrary though, if you are yourself a streamer and you have other streams that you watch and other communities that you're involved in, be active in those communities, because chances are if you make friends and connections through that community, they'll watch you. And this is what everyone talks about when they say networking. Networking implies that you have this like ulterior motive where like you're only in a community to get views from it or to get followers from it. Whereas if you make actual genuine connections, A, you might make some really cool friends. B, those friends will probably want to support you in what you're doing. Don't network, make friends. They'll help you. Before you go live, check that everything works. I know this sounds really stupid and obvious, but hear me out for a second. The amount of times that like I've seen a stream or clicked on a stream and gone on and it's somebody there fucking with their green screen, or like their lights blinding them, or the game is fucked, or something is not right with their stream that could be easily fixed, I'll just turn it off. Like, I'm sure that person is great and they're trying their hardest. This is something that, you know, if you're having an issue, you can sort out most of these things before you even go live. Make a second account on Twitch and use that purely for testing. Do not test on your main channel. It just is unprofessional looking. Test out different green screen settings if you use a green screen. Test out different lights, you know, different camera settings, all that kind of thing. Different streaming settings within your streaming software. Test all those out on a different channel, because nobody wants to sit there, especially if they're new to a stream, and watch the streamer for 5 minutes trying to figure out why their alerts aren't working, or their lights are weird, or something. Look, I've done it 100 times. Everyone knows that I'm scuffed if they watch my stream. The people that will put up with that and laugh at it are the people that have been in your stream long enough to know that this isn't a regular occurrence. If someone clicks on your stream and you're sitting there fiddling with something, they will leave. The window of opportunity on Twitch to grab someone's attention is minimal. People don't really hang out long enough to really get a sense of what you're about if you're sitting there fixing something. That's not to say that you have to have the best of the best equipment, or you have to, if you want to be a streamer, go out and spend money on fancy microphones and lights and really good cameras. You absolutely don't. But what you do have to do is make sure that the equipment that you do have, be it fancy or not, works. You can do so much with a very low budget on Twitch, and I'll get into all that again in another video. Don't think you need to spend money on things. You have to make sure all those things work regardless. So check your gear. Do not be afraid to ban people. This is something I see far too often, and that's something that I was super guilty of when I first started streaming. If someone is being an asshat, get them out of your stream. They are no good for you, and they're no good for the community. Somebody's being a dick in chat. They may not be being like the biggest dick, but they're being a dick. Don't be afraid to get them out of there, okay? Just don't. It just makes everyone awkward. And I know at the start, a lot of small streamers they're afraid to ban people because the audience is small anyway, and they want to keep a viewer, and especially if it's somebody that's there regularly. But if they're annoying you and they're making you uncomfortable, trust me, you will be glad you got rid of them. People respect that, and they'll stick with you, and they'll understand you more as a person. Don't be afraid to get someone out of there just because you're afraid to lose a viewer. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, don't start streaming as a business. Seriously, just don't. Don't start streaming and calling yourself a full-time streamer from the get-go. That is unnecessary pressure on you. That's unnecessary pressure on your chat. It's just not what you want to do. Firstly, you should start streaming because it's fun and you enjoy it. No one ever succeeded on Twitch, I'm gonna bet, that just woke up one day and said, I'm going to be hugely successful on Twitch. Yes, you should have that mentality. You should have the positive mentality that yes, you can succeed on Twitch, but don't go into it with this express intent of making a shit ton of money and, you know, gaining hundreds of thousands of followers and subscribers. It just won't work for you, and you're going to set yourself up for tremendous failure if it doesn't work out for you, and it's going to harm your mental well-being. Because if you put all this pressure on yourself to be a full-time streamer and be like full-time on Twitch, Twitch is so volatile. Like, you know, people's views go up and down and up and down, and one day you're like getting all these views and you're like, yes, this is amazing, but then you might get, you know, half those views for 2 months after that, or a quarter of those views for a month after that. And that's happened to me, and it's hard because you're like punishing yourself. You're like, why isn't this working for me? But if you go into it with little to no expectations, everything is a win beyond that point, and you can start to really enjoy it. And again, Twitch is just so much about enjoyment. Your chat need to enjoy watching you for them to want to stay around and hang out and support you. Let's say if I had this idea that I wanted to go outside and play basketball in the local park, I don't walk out there and go, I'm going to join the NBA in a year. 100%. This is it. Today I'm going to be a professional basketball player. No, because I'll get to the park and realize I suck at basketball. Twitch is the same. You should just be like, hey, I'm going to stream on Twitch today. Oh, I enjoyed that. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Oh, maybe I'll make a schedule. I'll do this pretty regularly. That's the mentality you should have. And everything after that then is a bonus, especially when you're starting off. When it gets to a point that you're like, holy, I'm making a livable wage off this and I'm doing well, then you can have that conversation with yourself if you want to be, you know, the next big thing. But until that point, just have fun. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. It is much appreciated. If you really think I earned it, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/X2Shoes. I'm live there 4 days a week. It's a good time, I promise. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for everything. Peace out.